Hello guys, welcome to my channel Vicky's Empire. Today we'll be transforming grandma. I will do this video. Okay, so this video is beginner friendly. At first we started with carving her brows. Then we use a spoolie to brush just to cut out the excess hair so we can have alignment. Okay. Then we wipe off the hair fallout on her face just to give us that smooth base to work in. We clean up all the dirt along with from her face, having used our micellar water. So now we're going with our Kiss Beauty to set her face. Then we need to dry out so it soaks into her skin before applying the next product. So here we have our primer. The primer is to take out the excess oils from her face. Grandma here had an oily face, oily skin, I meant to say. So we needed to take out that excess oil. You should see us. You see me doing here in the video, applying it. Now we've done with the blending. Then we go on with our green tea. This is also from Kiss Beauty. Well, here we use it as a hydrating spray, just to give her face that moisture. And after applying it, we use it to melt in also the primer. We blend with. I love blending with my hand just so it sinks into the skin, and then we fan back. So let it dry and sit right on the skin. Over here we go in with our moisturizer. And then I love to apply this moisturizer under the eyes, just to I don't know. So whenever I apply my concealer, it gives that smooth base. There's this stuff it does when you apply under the eyes. It makes it easy to apply your concealer and every other thing, and just makes your face looks well moisturized. It doesn't look dry. It doesn't look out of water content. It looks nourished when you apply it. If that's it right. So over here we're done with all our skin prep products, and right now we are going on with these 3 shades of foundation. So I mix the foundations together. The L'Oreal gives it that luster, that glow with a matte, and it also acts as a liquid for it to go smoothly. So after blending 3 foundations, we apply on the skin, and let's transform grandma. Trust me, you can't wait to see the end result of this video because grandma was looking hot. And then now we blend. We make sure we blend right. And you have to blend the foundation into the skin. We want the foundation and the skin looking as one, and not the foundation just sitting on the skin but melted into the skin. And that's what we're trying to achieve at the base. Trust me, if we get the base right, you get every other thing right. You can see here we fast forwarded, we blended everything, trying to balance her face and her body. They have to align, they have to be same. Now we're going with the concealer, trying to highlight her eyes to give that sun kissed. So now we are highlighting the bright areas of her face. Okay, now we're done with applying the concealer. We're going with our fan. The reason for this is so that it dries out the concealer, and then when we blend, it gives full coverage. For the contour, I'm using the shade C10 for L'Oreal foundation. It's more like the darkest shade. Using it to contour her nose, her cheeks, to give that lifted look. So we lift grandma's face and give her a sculptured face. Blending is key. Blend, blend, blend. We'll blend. You blend till everything is smooth and sitting right into the skin. Blending is ever key. You don't rush. You take your time and blend. So now we're going with our loose powder to set her under eye and all those place areas we highlighted. First, we'll dab on the hand to drop off the excess before applying on the face. To give grandma that lifted look, you can see what I'm doing with the powder. Close her eyes to give grandma a lifted look. Now we're going with our powder, V Beauty. I love this brand. So here we'll be using the darkest shade to further contour. That's why it's the powder contour. You can see it's giving that structure already. Well, like I said, blending is key. Notice from the point, I do it from her ear downward. Notice that point, that's where you draw your contour. We do same for her nose to give it structure. So I further went in with a light shade of powder to further highlight her eyes. We want the eyes looking bright. And also so as to make her nose smaller, to get out the excess dark on the sides, to make her nose appear smaller. So yeah, I use the gel to align her eyebrows so they sit properly. Okay, so now for here, you can, at this point, you can use any powder of your choice. It's just to dry the gel we applied earlier on. Going with our Hegai and Esther for the brow base. At this point, I'm using my Avour concealer to conceal her brows. So when done with applying the concealer, you use your powder. Then use a matte powder in this case. So now we're going with our blush. Whatever color you feel, depending on your model skin. For me, I wanted this particular shade of color. Blush literally gives life. It brings warmth to your face. Trust me, it's something you wouldn't want to miss while doing your makeup. Mama is already looking, getting younger. Done with our blush, we do a reverse contour. And that's what I'm using to do with my powder. You can see the points where I applied it. That's a reverse contour. At this point, I'm making use of my Tehilla for my brow gel. I'm applying the brow gel to give an eyeshadow base. We have to leave to grandma's face because she had excess skin on her eyes. So went in with my brow gel, Hegai and Esther, just to blend out the black. Then again with my powder brown from the eyeshadow you saw on the screen. Blending is key. And then I'll be using this primer just to highlight where I want on her eyeshadow to pop more. Once you use a dark eyeshadow, at this point we have to do her lip. So I applied the gloss and asked grandma to blend her lip before we went in with a brown eye pencil. You can use any shade of brown to just align her lip, to give her lip definition. At this point, Grandma was getting so excited that she was looking so beautiful already. So here we're going with a gloss. You can use any gloss, but I always prefer to use this particular gloss to blend everything we've applied to her lips. At this point, I had to get rid of Grandma's scarf. The beauty of every woman is her hair. Oh my god, look at the difference. So I'll be going on with her gel to gel her edges. I usually would do this after I want to apply gilly. But in this video, if you want to check out how we did the gilly, you can check out my other videos. But for this particular video, we won't be using a gilly. Right? I'm just addicted to laying edges. And I had to lay Mama's edges. Mama is already looking beautiful. Mama, is it your wedding day? Tell us what's popping. Oh my god. I went in with bronzer to highlight her face. Highlight that cheekbone, give it that glow. For me, little is more. I don't like to put it in excess. So at this point, I went in with a hydrating spray to set her face and give it life. So the powder, everything melts into her skin. You can never go wrong with this two setting spray I just used now. And finally, we'll be locking the makeup. Okay, so at this point here, I had to check out Grandma's eye measurement with her lashes. Her eyes look smaller, so we needed to know which part we were going to cut off. Oh my god, see fine woman now. Chai! This woman too fine. So we went ahead with cutting out the edges, and then before applying the eyelashes, we went in with our mascara. Guys, are you saying grandma? Please do well to give us a rate in the space of 1 to 10. Tell us, how did we do want it to look? At this point, grandma was just so shy. While she was staring at the mirror, she was just so shy of her beauty. Oh my god. Mama was so excited. She was so happy. She loved her look. You can see that smile. That's oh god, this man get fine teeth. Shout. See her fine smile. See that excitement on her look. At this point, I was just teasing her, saying, Grandma, are you sure you're not going to get married today? And Grandma was like waving to the camera, saying, Ciao, people, subscribe.